Welcome. I'm Chad.
I'm Brian.
Hey, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Aaron.
And this is Launch.
And we're the Hang-Ups.
Take a minute to remember what she said.
Yeah, it was very un-studio-ish, which is so nice. It's really easy to burn out on recording studios. But this was just house in the country. There happens to be antique recording equipment all over the place, and it was just really conducive to playing music. I was getting pretty self-conscious about so many lyrics that are about myself. You know, I mean, I got sick of that, and I have to admit, listening to a lot of Kinks records, how great those songs are. The little short stories, little vignettes. Yeah. I think it might be easier for people to relate to, and fun for me just to change. This time it was more just concern about the feeling of the vocals, and not, you know, if you know, the notes will, you do enough takes of it and you'll get the notes on, but the main concern was feeling for this record. And I think it's way more listenable because it's way more human because of that.
Well, it's in Kernersville, North Carolina, and it's right by a tobacco field and a funeral parlor and old plantation home fixed up, chocked full of knickknacks from 20 years of living. Well, Mitch, there was a racetrack, horse racetrack around where he lives, and they had gotten these huge amps out of it that they weren't using anymore, these big Altec tube amps, and they were just laying around the house, and I was like, Mitch, damn it, can we get one of these and like crank it and like see what it sounds like? And he got all excited because he's really into like his stuff and totally into experimenting with you, and so we hooked it up for the end of party. I just knew I just wanted some sustaining distorted note, and we hooked up this big green guy with one knob, and it was really late at night, and I remember we finished the song, it just needed some overdubs, and I'd been out in a car or something, doing something, I was coming back into the house and heard some crap on the radio, Last Morissette or something, and was just like, damn, like there's so much kind of like wicked ways of being on in the world, or just kind of like grabbing your attention. It'd be nice to do something that really kind of like spoke to that wickedness for me, or the kind of like subtext of how people get your attention. So we'd all been like drinking and stuff. It was just fun to go up there, take this crazy green thing, crank it, and just let this feedback thing ride. And Mitch by then knew what I liked, so he set up some room mic like way down the hall, and all of a sudden in my phones I could hear like the resonance of the whole house, and it was like this big swells of sound, and the dog's barking, and his girlfriend's pissed, and but it ended up being a blast. So that was a hell of a night for me. Before, like on So We Go, each individual person kind of went off and resolved their own parts and came together, and the meeting was, it wasn't as much like bantering back and forth and like raucous. It was more like pretty sedate, very Midwestern, and this was a little more, I would say, playful.